In this session, we're going to discuss how to create a project and work in a project using Test Complete. Let's create a project in Test Complete. For this, I'm going to my Test Complete and I'm going to close my existing project here, and I'm going to create a new project by clicking File, New Project. So my machine is a little slow because it's running in my virtual machine. Anyways, it's just popped up. Okay, so this is the new project wizard. So you can create a new project like this. So I'm gonna give a name of the new project as, let's say, new session. And if you click this more button, it will show you what is the actual project location and the project suite name. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here and click the next button. This wizard, it will show you to select the application under test. So this can be any application under test. It can be in a form of Windows application, it can be in a form of web-based or Adobe Air or Java. So currently we are interested in Windows application, so I will click this Windows application and it will automatically go to the next page. So if you could see here, I can add an AUT, which is tested app application under test. I can either add it from here or we can add it during the record time. So at this point I'm not going to add the applications, so I'm just going to hit the close button and I'm going to click the next button right here. So I'm going to leave this default visualized capture image. So if you click this checkbox, it will show you that the visualizer will show you the images. As we saw in our previous session, the calculator was shown. So I'm just going to leave it as it is for the beginners, because it will be a little more helpful to see what is the actual recording being taken place. If you want to reduce the size of your project, you can always uncheck this checkbox. And I'm going to hit the next button, and then this is the interesting thing for me, because this is the place where I can select my language. As you know, in QDP we can write the test only in VB-script, whereas in Test Complete we can write tests in 3 different languages, as I was talking about in my previous session. We can write test in either VB-script, JavaScript or Delphi. So let's select VB-script, since we can make this video more compatible to the QDP guys also. So I'm going to select the VB-script version here, and as you could see, my new project has been automatically created here. So as you could see, I'm just adding a new project within the same project suite, session 1. Or if you want to create a new project suite altogether, you can always do that. But in this demonstration, we have seen how to create a new project within the existing project suite. So the new project has been automatically created. So as we already saw, what are the key components within a project suite, like the advanced folder, keyword, name mapping, stores, and tested apps. Okay, so I'm going to create the whole new project suite right now. So for doing this, click here, new project suite, and here we can say new project. If you hit the OK button here, it will ask you to close the existing session 1 without saving it. So I will say no. So I'm just closing it right now. So here is the new project suite we have created. So as we did in our previous video, previously in this video we just added the project. Similarly, we can do this by right clicking on the project suite and click the add and hit new item. So it will ask for the project. Remember, we can do this in two ways. Either you can go to the file, new project, or you can hit here, right click it and add new item. From this you can add a new project. So let's say the new session which we created earlier, but it's in a different project suite altogether. Remember, we need to choose the language. So here we have C# script, C++ script, Delphi, JavaScript, and VB script. So I'm going to select JavaScript right now, and I'm going to hit OK button. That's it. So this will automatically create a new project for me. But as you could notice here, in our previous creation by using the wizard, it created a lot of other additional components like stores, tested apps, and within keyword test there was a test option. But right now we have just an advanced folder with an events additionally added and a scripts. So it's not very much different, because we can always do this by hitting right clicking on the new sessions, clicking the add and new item. If you could see in this, we can add all the items which was automatically created in the wizard, as like name mapping, similarly the stores, similarly the tested apps as we created before using the wizard. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to just hit the name mapping and I'm going to click OK button. So as you could see, the name mapping is automatically created. Similarly, I can right click the new session and click the new item here, and I can go over and click the stores and click the OK button. Similarly, within the stores I was talking about, like I can hit the right, I can just add a lot of files and objects within the stores. So let's do this right now. I have just right clicked the stores, add new item. So as you could see right now, there are a lot of objects, item types like DB tables, files, objects, regions, tables, web testings, XML. So all these item types can be added within stores. So in moving forward in other sessions, we can discuss in detail about these item types, but right now I'm just going to add a file and hit the OK button. So within this file you can always add a new item by right clicking on the panel here and click the new item. So here I can add any file type. It can be a text file, it can be a XAML file, it can be XML file, or it can be any file as you like. So we can add any file type here. So all these items in the stores are very much helpful while working with a project, because moving forward we might require some of the resource files to store our additional variables within a file, or it can be a data driven framework where we need to store an XLS file. So it might be required in those cases. Similarly, let's discuss about the very important tested applications in the project items. If you hit the OK button here, if you could see the tested app, I can just right click here in the tested app and I can select any of the application types here. It can be a Java application, it can be an Air application, it can be web page, as we saw in the wizard. So right now I'm just going to hit the add application button here, and I'm going to select the calculator right from here. So I've just searched for the calculator and just hit the OK button. So as you could see here, it is showing me up the calculator application added here. And if you hit this auto run option, it means during the recording of the test, the calculator application will automatically called and it will be used for recording. I'm just going to hit the calculator right now, and I'm going to click the close button here, and we'll see how it works. Similarly, here as you can see, the name is calculator. You can change it to whatever name you want. You want to give some meaningful name, rather calc. Let's give calculator here. It's not a problem at all. We can always change it as we like. Similarly, the count is the number of times this application has to be opened, and this is the path, and this is the run mode, which is like simple run as profile debug. If you hit this simple, it means it will be just opened and recorded as it is. If you set in a debug mode, then even the application's call is being recorded. So anytime if application throws a runtime exception, you can always log this also in your debug in your application project suite log. So we can discuss about them in later sections. And here is the parameters, so you can specify the command line parameters to run the test in a different by passing some of the parameter if you need. So I'm not going to discuss about this in detail right now. So this is basically how you add the calculator in your test app. So this is how basically you create a project suite. Let's discuss about recording the test in the project suite in our session 2 of the same video. Thank you for watching.